Good afternoon. Um, well, organic farming was always something that I wanted to get into, and I really started paying more attention to it um, when I became the president of the Luango Community Council, and we did a project funded by the UNDP entitled the Mapping of the Biodiversity of Luango Village. And then, through that project, we identified the different flora and fauna and the rainforest, the areas where should be always full of trees, and then also we identified that in those areas there were people going in and cut it down, burn, and things that really, activities that really shouldn't be taking place. And it was causing a lot of problem to us in the sense that in one area, even during this rainy season there, we, because of where our dam is located, one farmer went in and he did some stuff way above the dam and burned and a lot of things that he should not have done. And every rainy season, we pay for it because the land just keeps coming down. When it comes down into the river, it's mud water for days. So organic farming and sustainable farming, sustainable practices was even more in my mind of getting it done the correct way. So after that, I became the president of the Maracas St. Joseph Farmers Association. And one of the first discussions I had with the farmers is planting the organic way. And basically about 3 months after that discussion, I got a call from the Copper Foundation, and they just went straight into my dream. It was something that like God just sent them to carry us through, So I started to discuss it with the farmers. Some of the farmers were very, was kind of reluctant in the sense that, okay, how is this going to work? How much loss we have to get before we gain? And then, not seeing Mr. Williams, but he came right in and answered the question. So he walked us through it, giving us a chart, showing us. I mean, what I like about the chart is that the chart was very honest, showing you in the beginning that you could lose up to 80%. But after, experiencing and getting the knowledge of what to use for what, then it will be much more profitable. So because of that, I must say, kind of more profitable to us, because having the Copper Foundation around with the knowledge, then it's not like you have to go and seek to find everything for yourself, right? So when the project started, I was very happy, you're going into organic farming, less chemicals for you as the farmer, especially to inhale and stuff like that. And then Dr. Shango came in and explained that just going and plant on the hillside and use organic fertilizers and stuff wasn't all. So he started to teach us about the terracing and using the A-frame to do the terracing. So again, I was very anxious. He came in the afternoon. As he reached, he brought the rain with him. So it took us a little while, but eventually he was able to show me how to use the A-frame and how to cut the terrace. So as soon as he left, I went up on the hill. My mother calling me, rain falling. And Dr. Shango showed me something new and I have to get it done. So it could be storming. I will do it. And well, I cut the terrace again and with nothing to plant. I just cut the terrace and I said, why are you cutting this with nothing to plant? I just go back in bush. So I call him and say, Doc, I don't have I had nothing to plant, but I started cutting the terrace. So he informed me, well, I have things to sell to plant. You know? So I eventually bought some sweet peppers from him and planted it. I tried to study the products that we were given to use, and my only problem really was the mole cricket. And I just keep reading everything and trying everything, and then I realized they're afraid of neem. So I just try my best to drench. I lost maybe about close to a crate, you know, because it was really painful. Every morning I get up and go, just cut them, pull them down in the ground, and when you take them out, they have no root, you know. But eventually I realized they're afraid of neem, so it's like every 2 days I'll get them some neem, right? And as the president of the farmers group, I really try to put myself in a position to visit all the farmers and get them to try to make that switch, right? Because when we first talk about it, even when Mr. Beaumont came home by me, I told him, well, it's kind of frightening to just get into organic farming, and, you know, it's kind of risky. And when he finished talking to me, I said, you know what? If I doing it that way, but I just do it that way, and, you know, so, because I had about 2 acres of planting, and I was using fast stack and diazonon and all these things, and I just stopped. And to be honest, with the planting, I really didn't, it didn't make a difference, because I really didn't lose anything, right? The only thing is that part of the soil was holding a lot of water, and that, I think, was my main problem with a portion of the planting. But up to now, using the organic material, I haven't had any kind of losses with the planting. So I will continue to, with the sweet pepper, to see how that works out. However, as a group, now getting into organic farming, one of our main concerns was, or is, marketing. Right? Because I don't think that organic products or produce should sell at the same price with those that is full of chemicals. So that is one of our main concerns, and we have already indicated to Dr. Shango that we kind of dependent on him and whoever else he could get to assist us in these areas. The importance of, well, most of Maracas St. Joseph is hill, right? And when Dr. Shango teach us the A-frame, to use the A-frame to terrace the land, you know, to me it was like the people who fund the Copper Foundation are begging for plenty more funding so that the farmers that wasn't given the chance to start now could probably get that chance later on, right? And then earlier on, someone was speaking about paying farmers or giving farmers a stipend to do the right thing. And, you know, we also had that discussion, and when I think about it, you know, it will give the farmers a encouragement also to do the right thing, because when we go on the hillsides and cut and slash and burn and use the chemicals, it comes right back into the streams that eventually we ourselves will have to use the same water, right, for drinking, washing, cooking, whatever. And then for WASA to ensure that water is good for human consumption, they now have to pay their workers to go in and put the chlorine and whatever else it will take, right, for the water to purify the water. And then if, as farmers, we do the right things and around the boundaries of our land, we probably make a buffer zone and make sure it's full with trees and things like that to help eliminate the amount of chemicals going back to the stream. Then yes, as farmers, I think we deserve a little thing for it. Right? So, to the funders again, I begging because I know the Copper Foundation, so far dealing with the Copper Foundation, they mean well for farmers, and um, some of the things that they teach us when we go through it as a group is things that farmers wasn't even thinking about, you know, because most of the time as a farmer, your aim is just the dollar. So you go, you plant, and you head to the market, but you don't really care, number one, what's going on downstream that will affect yourself. And then sometimes some farmers don't even care what they carry to the market. Right? Because I heard Mr. Applewhite mention that, and I remember there was one guy that was hired to work with a farmer, and he left the job. And when I asked him, well, how come you leave the job? While the guy now started harvest, he told me that they sprayed the tomatoes in the morning, and in the afternoon they were picking them to market. And when he mentioned it, the owner of the property told him if he don't like it, leave. So he just do what he was told. He didn't like it because, I mean, that's going for people to eat. So he left. Right? And the farming the organic way, I see it too as a means of giving back to your community. Right? In the sense that when you use the chemicals and you do terrace the hillsides and you just slash and burn it and things like that, you're really taking away from your community. You're taking away from yourself. So by doing the right things, you're giving back to the community. And apart from that, the produce that you reap could also be, well, this is how I see it. I know everybody might see it differently. But for me, I will sell my organic produce within my village at a cheaper price so that the people in my village could enjoy a better product, you know, at a cheaper price. So in conclusion, I must say that this project is a blessing to Maracas St. Joseph farmers, and I hope, well, at least I know now, speaking to some of the Cora farmers, that they see it the same way. And as we move forward as a group, we really look forward to having a long-term relationship with the Copper Foundation and all the stakeholders. And also, right now, we're looking at forming together with Cora, forming a network of eco-farmers. Right? Again, forming the network of eco-farmers and things is all right, but our main concern, again, is the marketing. Right? Right? So that is basically to secure food for our country and by extension, the world. Well, the NIMEX was taking care of the mole cricket until, even though I find it was moving a little slow, so I called Dr. Shango, and he told me blend up some garlic. So I blend up the garlic, mix it with the neem. Mole crickets, all this morning when I passed, they're still hiding. So the garlic, you know, really assists the neem in getting rid of them. Oh. Yeah, because they really jump at light. They really jump at light. So. they are not the, well, sweet peppers I plant. And as I tell you, I sure by now, well, from my count, it's close to a crater sweet peppers they already cut. But after, well, I realized the neem slow them down, and then when I add the garlic, it completely stopped. Right? I had no, up to this morning, I passed through and there was no new cuttings. So, any other question before I leave?
Need any more plants?
Huh? No, Dr. Shango asked if I need any more plants, but I already ordered an excavator plant. I already ordered the equator plant, so I know he just pulling my leg. Right, Eddie? So I think I finished here, right? Yes.